Aizawa by Knox Term on AO3. Summary. Mike brings dinner for Aizawa. Aizawa is just mad at everything. It's supposed to be set right after chapter 121. Hitoshi knocked on the door of Class 1A's dormitory and waited. He could have just entered and looked for Shota, but he thought that would be rude. A few moments later, the door swung open. Uraraka had been the one to open the door, smiling and greeting him happily. A few heads popped out from the end of the corridor curiously. "Hi, Mike Sensei, what's cracking?" Ashiro yelled with an accent in English from the living room. "Hey, what's up? Do you kids mind if I come in?" Uraraka nodded and let him in, closing the door behind him. He walked straight into the living room and greeted the kids happily. "Do you kids know where Eraser is? I've got something for him." He knew where Shota's room was, so he didn't need to ask the kids, but he did anyways. "Did you bring him dinner? That's so cute!" Ashiro said, not answering his question. "Well, yeah. Also, I got this for you. Can't come into my favorite listener's home empty-handed, can I?" He set some candy bags down on the table, grinning at the students' excited faces, hoping he got enough for everyone. "So, is he in his room?" Some of them were too busy expecting what he had just given them to answer him. Another nod in their head as to answer his question. "He went outside a while ago, but he came back quickly. I think he's back in his room," Ashiro answered. "Alrighty then. See you later, kids." He waved as he left the living room. He got to his boyfriend's room and knocked on the door twice. "Shota, are you there? Brought you dinner. Can I come in?" He frowned a little at the lack of answer. Could he be asleep? Well, he was always asleep, so it wouldn't be that surprising. Napping throughout the day? Sure, all the time. But Shota rarely went early to bed at night. Checking if the door wasn't locked, which it wasn't. "Shota, I'm coming inside. I hope you're dressed." He called before opening the door and letting himself in. He walked into the room. The lights were turned off so that the only source of light was the computer monitor. He struggled trying to find the light switch and squinted a little at the sudden brightness when he did. Okay, the computer was left on, so Shota had been working on something before he left the room. He hated leaving stuff unfinished unless he had to, so he probably isn't going to take long, he thought. He put the food on the small table and sat on the bed, wondering if Shota even slept on it or if he just slept in his sleeping bag on the floor. He distracted himself with his phone while he waited. He really didn't like to wait. About 10 minutes had passed until he decided to call him, but a ringing on his desk startled him. Ah, sweet, sweet Shota, always forgetting to take his phone with him. He will have to wait. Aizawa was pissed. He was shaking with anger. How could they do that? What were they thinking? They could have seriously injured themselves. Thinking about it just made him think he went too soft with them. He needed to relax, so he went into the kitchen, which was connected to the living room area, to make himself some tea. He really should have gone a kettle for his room. He didn't drink tea that often, but right now he really didn't want to see any other kids. But obviously, as soon as they saw him, they greeted him very happily. He was mad, and he was sure noticeable, but he didn't want to offend or hurt the feelings of the other kids who had nothing to do with it. So he avoided talking, because it would probably come out harsher than expected. He just grunted in response while he set the kettle. Aizawa-sensei?" Uraraka said, and he turned to look at her, trying not to look as angry as he was. But he probably failed. "Mike-sensei was looking for you. I don't know if he found you or not. He said he was going to look for you in your room," she said wearily. "Okay." He finished making his tea and headed for his room, stopping momentarily in front of the door to calm himself a little. He knew Hisashi was still inside since he could hear his muffled voice. He was singing some pop song that had been playing everywhere and all the time since it came out. He hated it, but hearing his boyfriend's soft voice relaxed him a little and he came in. As he came inside, he saw Hisashi laying on the bed, headphones on, distracted on his phone. Shota set the mug on his desk and turned to face his boyfriend. He stared at him for a moment until Hisashi realized he wasn't alone anymore. He stood up as fast as he could and grinned at him. You're finally back. I have been waiting forever for you. Food's probably cold by now, he said, pointing at the bag he previously set on the table. Where were you anyways? The kids told me you were here, but obviously you weren't. Aizawa sighed. Midoriya and Bakugo got into a fight. Had to go check on them and set their punishments accordingly. I'm pretty sure I went too soft with them. Huh? Are they okay? Is that why you look terrible? Huh? You look bad when you get angry. Well, not bad, but you look scary. I'm pretty sure if I'd been your student, I would have cried whenever you looked at me like that. Although, you pout when you're angry. That's actually very cute. I don't pout. Yeah, sure, sweet cheeks. Keep telling yourself that. Aizawa just gave him a flat look before sighing. Whatever. What are we eating? Oh, I got some ramen from that shop you like. You should heat them up before we eat them, though. I don't want to go back into the kitchen. Most of the kids are there, and they'll probably know by now about the fight. I don't want to answer any questions. Ah, by the way, were you the one that got them those sweets? Hisashi smiled and shrugged. So we're eating them cold? What? Like we've never had cold food? Remember our first apartment? We had no microwave. Hisashi chuckled at the memory of them, 21 years old, moving in together before they were dating. Hisashi texted his parents pretty often to ask questions about how to do stuff at the time. They sat on the floor, backs resting against the bed. They ate mostly in silence, sometimes interrupted by Hisashi talking. Shota nodded in response. After they finished their food, they tossed the empty containers in the trash can. Aizawa sat on his desk, deciding to finish what he was doing. No, come here. I feel like being even nicer to you tonight. What do you mean? Shota, just sit here, come on, he said, patting on a spot on the bed slightly in front of where he is. After a few moments of staring at it, Shota sighed and sat there. You look so stiff. I'm gonna give you the best massage you've ever had. It better be, because this is the most uncomfortable way to sit on a bed. Shota, babe, I love you, but if you keep being mean, I'm gonna leave and you get no massage. Hisashi said, pouting a little, pulling Shota closer to his chest and pulling his hands on his shoulders. You see, it's more comfy for you, your highness, he said as he started massaging his shoulders, slowly, painting kisses on the top of Shota's head. Shota nods, closing his eyes and melting into Hisashi's touch. After a while, his breathing gets softer, chest rising slightly with each breath. Huh? Are you asleep? Hisashi said, turning his head a little. He stays there with Shota, laying on his chest, letting him rest. He does snap a picture, though. He loves to treasure these kind of moments. He has hundreds of pictures of them at home ever since they first became friends in high school. After a while, he realized it's getting a little late, so he gently shakes Shota to wake him up since he didn't want to leave without saying goodbye. Hey, Sleeping Beauty, you awake? Shota mumbles a response. Hey, it's kinda late, so I should be going, because you know how scandalous it would be if I spent the night here with you and people found out? So, yeah, honey, I gotta go, but, you're on top of me. Ugh, fine. He pushes himself off of his boyfriend. Hisashi gets off the bed and plants a kiss on Shota's cheeks, his scruff scratching against his face. Well, see you tomorrow, sweetie. Go back to sleep. Oh, I forgot to tell you. When you came back, I'm digging your outfit. You look very good, love. Anyways, bye, love you. Shota stares at Hisashi, then at his clothes, and then back at Hisashi as he leaves, still very sleepy. He sees himself leave and just lets himself fall back into bed, curling up and drifting back to sleep. Hisashi heads outside before he checks the living room to check out if any of the other kids are still awake, and yes, they are. Hey, kiddos! Thanks for not kicking me out, but shouldn't you be asleep? It's pretty late, and you gotta wake up early tomorrow, don't ya? Come on, go to bed. Anyways, good night, kiddos. Bye-bye, Mike-sensei. Come back whenever you like. Next morning, Aizawa wakes up, checks his phone, and he has a text from Sashi. A picture of them from last night. Him laying against Hisashi's chest. Hisashi's arms around him while he kisses the top of his head. He can't help but turn a little pink while hoping Hisashi didn't show it to Midnight or anyone else. He closes the apps and notices his background is no longer a plain color, but a pic of Hisashi making a peace sign. He goes to his photo app and is greeted by a couple dozen selfies Hisashi took last night, most likely because he was bored of waiting. He doesn't delete them, though. I love this ship a normal amount. Two silly gay men. I love it a normal amount. I am a normal individual when people bring up Shoto Aizawa and Hitachi Yamada dating. I am a normal human being. I am not a normal human being. I am kind of obsessed. They're a little bit of my hyperfixation, and they're my comfort ship. I'm sorry, they're my comfort ship. I love them so much. But yeah, I am so happy I'm back and doing these one-shots. In fact, I have come up with a plan so that something like that does not happen again, right? It felt so weird not posting Wednesdays. It felt so weird. But yeah, so what I'm going to be doing from now on is, like, making sure I have enough one-shots, like, at least a month ahead, even if, I think, oh, well, it's okay, I could just get a bunch of one-shots. No, because some authors, as much as I could send like 6 requests for a one-shot in one day, it could take me maybe a day to get one reply, or months. You know, it just depends author per author, because some authors respond quicker. Like, for example, this author literally replied to me last night. So, yeah, some authors reply quicker, some authors don't. I am also going to be writing my own one-shots. You guys will know when it's my own. I'll say by Echo Rainstorm. It's going to be very blatant that I'm the one who wrote it. So I have some one-shots ready. One that I'm actually really excited to start writing, and in fact, I'm going to start writing as soon as I end this recording, is one where Eri calls Aizawa and Yamada dad for the first time. Aizawa and Yamada. It's so weird calling Hisashi by Yamada. I normally just call him Present Mike or refer to him as Mike. I mainly refer to him as Mike. Yeah, whatever. Cute little family trope. They're not my usual family. Although, guys, if you guys have any recommendations for, like, Present Mike adopting Izuku and then Eri gets involved, like Eri gets adopted as well, please send it over. I need it. I am desperate. I am so desperate, I might write it myself. Like, I am desperate. Literally, I just need more of that found family. I don't think I'm running out of them, but it's getting harder and harder to come across those type of fanfics to the point where I'm just like, I'm debating if I should just write it my own or pay someone to write it for me. Like, I'm not joking. I'm obsessed. I have a problem. But it's okay. Comfort ship and comfort found family. Who needs therapy when you got this? Anyways, as always, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, have a wonderful day or night. Join our Discord server. Link is in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching. Also, see you later for the premiere that happens in 2 more hours. I am so excited for that. Bye! Or, see you later? It would be see you later, yeah. See you later!